Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to provide a little bit of an update on what has been going on over there. We will go over what we know, what is likely, not what we think, not what we feel, and definitely not what we heard on social media. The reason I'm saying this will become abundantly clear by the end of this. So, if you missed the news, a state of conflict exists in the Middle East. There are concerns about it widening. Okay, so what do we know? We know that Palestinian forces within the Strip have taken a number of captives. They've taken a number of captives. They are not all from one country. A list as confirmed as something can be with a situation like this, and this is undoubtedly incomplete, includes people from France, Germany, Poland, I think Nepal, and the United States. A lot of people were hinging their hopes for international pressure to ask Israel to restrain itself. That is incredibly unlikely. A U.S. carrier group is reportedly en route. Now, this is probably not for direct military involvement, with the possible exception of special operations to retrieve captives. This is more likely than not an attempt to deter other nations or entities from getting involved. Israel appears to be preparing for a ground offensive, the scale and scope of which will determine a whole lot. We don't actually know the scale and scope. We know the rhetoric, we know what's being said, but we don't know the operational template at time of filming. We don't know what they plan on doing or achieving. If this is a full-on offensive into the area, it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. So far, the massive amounts of appointments of ambassadors and the hold on the promotions has not significantly delayed U.S. responses so far. If this was to expand, if this was to widen, or if it was to drag out further, it would definitely cause a problem. The workarounds have their limitations. Congress needs to get its act together. Reports indicate that Iran helped with the planning, and there have been a lot of questions about that because of the speed at which that reporting came out. Iran has a really long history of helping with the planning, so it's not that is not as surprising as some people are suggesting, because the reporting happened quickly. It's not really a secret that they do that. Poland appears to have some special operations teams on the ground. There are conflicting reports about this. The reports agree that they are there to evacuate Polish citizens. Where they differ is whether that means evacuate those who are not captives and other members of the EU, helping getting their people out, or it means retrieving the captives. Okay, misinformation and disinformation is rampant right now. I'm going to run through some emails that included imagery that I was sent. Video purporting to show a Palestinian taking out an Israeli helicopter with a law. First, that's not a law. Second, I don't think that's an Israeli bird. Third, that's from a video game. Video purporting to show Israeli paratroopers over the Strip. No, that's the 82nd. Those are American forces, and I'm pretty sure they're invading North Carolina. There is video purporting to show an Israeli tank being taken out by a drone. That probably happened during this conflict. That probably occurred. However, that footage, that's a T-90, that's from Ukraine. There is a fake Jerusalem Post account that is spreading a bunch of information. Incidentally, Jerusalem is misspelled. There are reports saying that Israel has approved a nuclear strike on the Strip. That's false. There's nothing confirming that. The attached media is from the United States from the 50s. Please remember, the reason it's called the Strip is because it is very narrow. The likelihood of using a nuke there is incredibly small. Those walls, they would not stop the effects. It's, 7 miles wide? Something like that. So, all of these incidents, they all came from Twitter, what used to be Twitter. People have to retrain themselves. I know there was a point in time when that social media site was incredibly useful for getting immediate coverage of events. That is changing. It's not what it used to be in any way, shape, or form. So that's what we know. And what we know is the likelihood of this expanding, it's increasing, and it is probably going to hinge on the ground operations that Israel appears to be committed to and how that plays out. A limited move on the ground, that would lessen the likelihood of this expanding. If it is a full-on thing, there will probably be aftershocks. So that's where we're at, and that's what we know. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.